My name is Sjoerd Lubbers and I'm hosting the automation show today. Today we're going to discuss the basics of Ansible. I am ready. Are you? Introducing Ansible. Ansible is an automation tool that can automate nearly everything. Ansible is open source. It's hosted on GitHub and it has over 40,000 stars, which is a lot. It is backed by Red Hat. I think it's bought by Red Hat a couple of years ago and it remained open source. With Ansible you can connect to all kinds of providers. You can connect to VMware, you can connect to the AWS cloud, to Azure, to Google Cloud Platform, etc. It can connect to any device, to a Linux server, to a Windows server. It can connect to routers and firewalls. Let's discuss how Ansible can connect to all these devices. The Ansible host, this is where you run Ansible, will connect through SSH to all the devices. And it will use keys for that. So otherwise you have to pass in a password all the time. And if you want to update something on 1,000 computers, it of course is not a good idea to type your password all the time. And a lot of people that start working with Ansible already are using SSH keys. So basically the Ansible host will log in to all your devices or servers and will execute commands in a very clever way. Let's first talk about two components that you need to know about. These are the inventory and modules. And after that we will learn about two other components, which are playbooks and roles. Let's start with the inventory. The inventory is a text file containing your infrastructure components. For example, the servers you want to manage. This is an example inventory file. It's a simple plain text file with all the servers you have. So in this case there are 3 web servers and 3 database servers. An inventory can have groups and variables, which is very powerful. Here we show how this is done. We have a group application and a group databases. And next to these groups we can also pass variables to specific groups. We do this by making a group vars section. In this case we set the DB port to 3601. And you can use those variables when running your scripts, when running installations, when running patches. But of course if your environment grows and you're working in the cloud and you're spinning up and spinning down machines, a lot of work to maintain those inventories by hand. So what you then do is you create dynamic inventories, which is kind of like a script which will connect to the AWS cloud and will gather all your hosts and present them as an inventory. And then you can use tags in your AWS cloud for doing specific things. The next component is modules. Modules contain all information needed to maintain that function from Ansible. So this means you can do everything with the shell module on the shell. With the package module you can do anything to manage packages. And with the user module you can do anything for managing users. So you can add a user, change a user, delete a user. And with the package module you can install packages, you can remove packages, but you don't have to worry if you're using yum or apt-get. Ansible will take care of that for you, which is awesome. Okay, let's have a look at some ad hoc commands. In this example we will ask the uptime of our whole inventory. So we'll do that by Ansible. We're going to use the module shell and we're given an argument of uptime, which is the uptime command, and we're executing it on all our hosts. And you will get back a list of the uptime of all the hosts. Let's have a look at another component, playbooks. Playbooks give you the ability to execute multiple tasks from one file. So you can orchestrate activities on several servers or routers. You can combine tasks. You can include separate tasks files to make your code more readable. You can use variables and that all in one file, which is very powerful. How does a playbook look? Well, like this. You tell it where to run, in this case on all hosts. And we're gonna say that it needs to install 2 packages, Telnet and C Shell. And we want to have the latest version. And with these 4 lines, you will install it everywhere on all the hosts you have. Let's have a look at another example. In this case, we're going to have separate tasks for our app servers and separate tasks for our DB servers. So we're gonna stop our application servers, and next we're gonna stop our database servers, which is pretty common in a 2-3 tier environment. Then we're gonna look at roles. Roles are contained managed configurations that can be applied to a server. For example, a web server, database server role. Let's have a look at a role. It looks pretty much like a playbook. However, the hosts on the target is not defined. So this is just a basic file containing specific tasks needed for these hosts. In this example, we're gonna install 3 packages on the latest version. You can also, for example, say state present, then it will only look if it's available. If you use latest, it will update it as well. Then we're gonna start the firewall, and we are going to create a user admin. And that's it. Now it's part of a role. And there are some prerequisites that you need to take care of, like a role is in a roles directory, it is a folder, the first file that's gonna be started is main.yaml, so you could put this in the main.yaml, or you can load other files from the main.yaml to make it more readable if your code grows. And here's another example where you can run your playbook also with roles. So you can say app servers, those have the role web server, and DB servers will have the role database, and they will also have some other role for a quick backup. Next up is Ansible Tower and Ansible AWX. And AWX is also known as Free Tower. In Tower you can create organization, teams and users, which gives you a good ability to spread all the rights between your organization and teams. And it will allow you to create templates to combine playbooks with inventories, with variables, with secrets, credentials and with tags. So it's very powerful to create templates, and that's the way to go. And one of the great advantages is it has a graphical UI. It's a set of APIs, and they created a nice UI around it, which gives you, after you log in, a dashboard overview of all the tasks that are running. So that's here in the top left, and then you see a template example where you can set up all your playbooks and tags. You can give your templates a name. You can copy them. It's very powerful. It will get your project from a Git repository. You can store secrets. You can share secrets with certain teams. If there are playbooks that run, for example, as root with an application team, and you approve their playbook, you can just give them root access for their playbook. So it's very powerful. And now you know the basics about Ansible. How cool is that? There's more to learn about Ansible. There are things to learn about tags, inventories. There are things to learn about how to use code, how to write code, how to automate the code you can use. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped in your Ansible journey. If you want to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, it would be much appreciated to slam the thumb button, because then YouTube knows that you like the video and it might present the video to some of your peers as well, which would be awesome. It's free, much appreciated, and I'll see you next time.